What's up, y'all? It's your guy, eBay Fight Predictions in the building. And this is your Cody Garbrandt versus Deiveson Figueiredo breakdown at UFC 300. I cannot wait for this card. It's going to be phenomenal. And obviously, to start off the card with the early prelims of Deiveson Figueiredo and Cody Garbrandt is really crazy, bro. We are in a different world right now, bro. We are in a different world, but it's a phenomenal fight. These guys were actually supposed to fight in a flyweight title fight, almost like, I think like damn near almost 4 years ago in 2020. Obviously Cody Garbrandt ended up pulling out, and his recent teammate of Alex Perez ended up taking the fight. And, Deiveson Figueiredo ended up beating Alex Perez. But these guys were scheduled to fight each other once upon a time. But yeah, it never happened. Now we're here 4 years later, basically. And hey, man, it's going to be phenomenal. Here's the thing. I love them both. I'm probably going to be pretty biased in here when I make this breakdown. And, a little disclaimer. I would probably not listen to me right now because I'm about to make one of the craziest, most biased, most unlogical kind of picks and bets that I've made in a very long time. But it's a bet of a bet of passion, a bet of feelings. And you know what they say, man, never bet with your heart. But today I'm going to be doing that. So yeah, I'm just giving you guys a quick disclaimer on how I'm feeling about the matchup. But I love them both, man. Both guys are awesome, man. They're both power punchers, both fun fighters to watch. Both guys that knock out their opponents, and they go for the finish, man. How can you not love a Cody Garbrandt fight? Win, lose, or draw, he's always going out there swinging, banging. It's going to be a goddamn firefight. And Deiveson Figueiredo, bro, I mean, he's had some of the greatest flyweight title fights of all time, some of the greatest flyweight fights of all time, and he was a great champion while he lasted. Obviously, he's made his move up to bantamweight, which was pretty successful, and now, he's looking for another marquee win against Cody Garbrandt at UFC 300 and one of the biggest cards of the year, and I can't wait for the matchup. It's going to be phenomenal. But here's the thing. I think a lot of people are kind of doubting Cody in the fight. I think he has more of a chance than some people give him credit for. And I personally feel like Cody can really make this fight interesting if he does a few things. If he wrestles and if he gets this fight to the later rounds. I really think he can make this fight interesting. Now, obviously, I get it why the majority feels the way they feel. Like, even on Tapology, a lot of people are picking Deiveson Figueiredo. Yeah, it's almost 16% to 84, which is just crazy. It was a crazy stat. But yeah, hey, it is what it is, though, right? But I just honestly feel like, I mean, here's the thing. We all know what Cody Garbrandt is really good at. He's swinging and banging in the pocket. But, I mean, we all remember that Dominic Cruz fight where he became a master of the sport, and for 25 minutes he was one of the best fighters on the planet. Now, obviously, a lot of people, they discredit that performance. My guy Fuego says it was 48-47. It wasn't that close. He got outstruck. He just had a bunch of knockdowns. Was dancing, this and that. But if you're being fair about the actual performance in itself, it's more than just him dancing and knockdowns. It's the placement. It's the defense. It's everything he did in that fight that led to those knockdowns. You know what I'm saying? Just matching Dominic Cruz, a prime Dominic Cruz, who was the champion at the time, and beating him, upsetting him as a young contender. And, obviously we all thought his stock would just rise, but it plummeted after that fight. He's had some wins in between them, but a lot of them been losses. I mean, the TJ Dillashaw fights, legitimately could have ended his career because of those losses. And he still found a way to get some wins near the end of his career just recently, but those TJ Dillashaw fights just did not go his way. The first fight was kind of close, and then obviously the second fight was a hard fight to watch, and then obviously the Pedro Munoz fight where he just fought so stupid and recklessly, that didn't go his way. He fights Asansao, gets a win there. And then after that, he loses to Rob Font in a 25-minute masterclass of a jab that Font put on him. Then he fights Kai Kara-France in his move down to flyweight, gets knocked out, embarrassed. And then now he's on a 2-fight win streak over guys like Trevin Jones and Brian Keller. And in his Brian Keller fight, I felt like we saw a more confident Cody Garbrandt. Now, did he fight as smart as I thought he was going to fight? I thought he was going to wrestle like he did against Trevin Jones. He didn't. He didn't do that. But he went in there with a bravado, a confidence, and that's something you need sometimes. If you don't have your confidence as a fighter, man, it is bad. If you don't believe that you're gonna go out there and beat this guy, if you don't trust your chin, is another thing. It's also bad. So for Cody in the matchup against Keller, I was happy to see that he was confident again and he believed in himself that he was going to go out there and smoke this guy, and he did what he did. He smoked him. It was beautiful. Obviously the leg kicks were a little. I was a little worried about that, but besides that, I mean, Cody Garbrandt had a flawless performance, and now he's matched up with Deiveson Figueiredo. And obviously, we know what Cody Garbrandt's good at. We know what he's going to bring. But if he fights a smart fight, I mean, he can really make this fight interesting. Now, Deiveson Figueiredo, on the other hand, I mean, he's a lot older going to this matchup, but I mean, ever since he's been in the UFC, he has brought nothing but fireworks. I mean, this guy has been phenomenal. I mean, when he fought for the belt for the first time, and obviously missed weight against Davis. I was about to say Davison. Joseph Benavidez. He went out there and mutilated him. I swear to God, he destroyed that man so bad in the first fight. And then to make things worse, because he made weight for their rematch at Fight Island, I'll never forget this. He was like, okay, you guys thought that was bad? Hold my fucking beer. He went out there and destroyed 10-7'd him, bro. I've never seen a more dominant performance. And then obviously he beat Alex Perez. Then he had his rivalry with Brandon Moreno, and that I felt like because he had so many fights with Brandon, 4 fucking fights with Brandon Moreno, he kind of wasted his prime in a great rivalry, in my humble opinion, in some great fights. I mean, the first fight was phenomenal. It's one of the best fights I've ever seen. And then obviously the second fight, he wasn't himself. And here's the thing about Deiveson Figueiredo. It's like a coin flip. We don't know what guy we're going to see. Are we going to see the guy that's the champion, that's beating guys like Pantoja, the guys that has confidence, that he has cardio, he uses his leg kicks, his wrestling, everything to his fundamental ability to win? Like, are we going to see that guy? And that's the problem. Well, you never know what you're going to get with Deiveson Figueiredo. In that second fight, I don't know what I saw in Deiveson Figueiredo. He just fought lackadaisical. His chin kind of got exposed. His lack of durability got exposed there. And that's the thing going into this matchup. Cody isn't the only one that can't take a punch, really, when you really think about it. Deiveson also has a suspect chin in himself. So that's also something to look at. But, after that loss, Deiveson got with Henry Cejudo, and then he fought him in the trilogy, right? And he won. He looked amazing. He used leg kicks, and that's something I'm kind of worried about Cody. Like, how will he deal with the leg kicks of Deiveson? Because he's starting to bring it back even in the Rob Font fight. And he beat Brandon, right? And I thought, okay, Davison's back, baby. We're back in town. And then they run the 4th fight in Brazil, and then Deiveson kind of gets away from Henry Cejudo in that camp. He does most of his camp in Brazil, and he fights like an idiot. And he loses the fight, and he kind of loses the rivalry against Brandon Moreno. And obviously Brandon had a great strategy going in the matchup, kind of tire Deiveson Figueiredo out with grappling and break him down and just fight more defensively responsible. But besides that, though, man, I mean, Deiveson Figueiredo, I don't know, man. He just got away from the things that won him that 3rd fight, and he didn't fight to his ability in the 4th fight. That's just how I feel. And then obviously against Rob Font, I kind of told everyone Deiveson Figueiredo is back. When I saw him training with Henry Cejudo again, and those guys in Arizona, I was like, all right, he's back, and he fought so smart in that fight. And that's the thing about Deiveson. When he fights smart, he fights patient, and he's not trying to swing with you, and he's not just trying to get you out of there. He's one of the best fighters on the planet. I truly believe it. Even though he's on the older side right now, he's still good, man. He's still good. He's still fucking compact, has really good power, good wrestling, good leg kicks. Just a legit fighter with a rare array of skill sets, and he beat Rob Font. He beat the shit out of Rob Font. But again, Rob Font was also older too. So that was also a thing I got to put in perspective. But when we look at both these guys going into this matchup, it's a really, really good fight. But let's talk about the tail of the tape, though. Deiveson Figueiredo comes with a record of 22-3 and one phenomenal record. He's fighting out of Brazil. I'm not sure where he's actually fighting out. That's what it says on Tapology. Age 36. Big number right there. A height of 5'5" and a reach of 68. Cody Garbrandt comes with a record of 14-5. Is fighting out of Las Vegas. Age 32, so that's a good side for Cody, and a height of 5'8" and 65.5. So those are things kind of going into the matchup. I think the youth of Cody Garbrandt and his experience with loss, and you know what they say, trial by failure, has, I feel like, helped him, and he's learned that, hey, okay, this does not work. I failed too many times trying to swing and bang like an idiot, and not fight to my ability, not fight to my skill set. And I feel like he's learning from that. I mean, I love his Trevin Jones performance more than his Keller performance, especially those first 2 rounds. I love what he did in that fight. The wrestling, the patience. But yeah, he needs to wrestle a lot in this matchup if he wants to win. But Deiveson, on the other hand, I think I understand why Deiveson is the clear favorite here. I understand why everyone's picking Deiveson. He has the power advantage. He's a good enough wrestler to keep it on the feet, and obviously the leg kicks are going to be big for him here. And I understand that. But my only counter argument, and the reason why I'm going to say it right now, why I'm picking Cody Garbrandt to win the matchup, is can he do that for a consecutive 3 rounds? Now, I saw him do that against Rob Font, but Rob Font fights at a different kind of pace than Cody. You know, Rob Font's a 5-round fighter. It's just that simple. And he's always fighting at that jab steady pace, right? He's always putting that stick out, and he just fights long, and he always takes his time to, to find his rhythm and set his combinations and, get his theme going on. But the thing with Rob Font is Rob Font was a lot older at that time. It wasn't like he was fighting a prime Rob Font. That was one of my biggest arguments. I was like, Deiveson Figueiredo is not fighting a prime Rob Font. Cody Garbrandt fought a prime Rob Font, and I'm standing on that, all right? Prime Rob Font died after Jose Aldo. That's a fact, okay? He was never the same after that Aldo fight. Never. We all know it. Okay? It's a fact of life. So I'm not going to judge Cody Garbrandt because he lost to Rob Font and Deiveson Figueiredo beat Rob Font. I'm not judging that off. I'm judging based on skill set. And if I look at the skill set, and if Cody Garbrandt fights a precise, good game plan with his new coaches in Las Vegas, I think he can win this fucking fight. The body kicks are there. The wrestling is there. Yeah, I think Deiveson Figueiredo might be the more skilled fighter in the first round. Yeah, but rounds 2 and 3, it's a different story. I think Cody Garbrandt can go out there and shock the fucking world and go out there and beat Deiveson Figueiredo by decision. I think Cody Garbrandt gets it 2. Basically, he can win the 2 out of the 3 rounds that are available for him. If he can get this fight on the ground, just grind him out, or he can ground and pound this guy. I really do think Cody Garbrandt can get this guy tired. He just has to fight smart. Can this be a meme KO? Yeah, I'm not confident in this pick, but I'm gonna be hitting that Cody Garbrandt money line. He is my boy. I love Cody. I always root for him. So yeah, is this a little of a biased prediction? Of course it is. But hey, that's why they will remember my name. And they will remember the fact that Cody Garbrandt was picked by eBay Fight Predictions in the biggest spot of his career and the biggest pay-per-view that's available for this year. And he gets it done, baby, by decision. Cody Garbrandt teaches Deiveson Figueiredo how to wrestle. But hey, I can't wait for the fight. I hope you guys feel the same way. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. Like, comment, share the video. We are Team Cody Garbrandt. War, no love, baby. Nothing but love to Figueiredo too. I'm a big Figueiredo fan, but god damn it, Cody needs to win a little more. So yeah. But hey, it is what it is. Love y'all. Goodbye. It's your boy. I'm out of here. And yeah,
I'm gonna go check that out. And hey, subscribe to eBay's Fight Prediction. Let's keep the eBay Fight Predictions Nation growing.